Thank you so very much. What a privilege. What a moment. What a time. I'm going to ask you to do something with me that has not been done yet. And I want the world to see that all of us who are descendants of enslaved Africans or people of color have shed our blood for this nation. So if you would, take a little bit of my time to have a moment of silence. Shh. For those soldiers who fell in Afghanistan wearing the uniform. So many of our cousins and brothers and sisters and fathers are buried in cemeteries in faraway places, and for some reason, America does not think that we have shed our blood. And so as we have shed our blood, let us do a moment. I'll take my time to be able to honor them. Would you please with me? Would you please? Shh. I thank you so very much. The reason why I did that is because I am tired of being tired. Fannie Lou Hamer said, I'm sick and tired of being tired. I don't want the clock to stop me from finding my justice. I don't want the clock to tell me, just wait a little bit longer. I don't want it to be said, just be patient just a little bit longer. And so I'm here today to reflect upon our ancestors, those who were enslaved for 246 years. Most people don't want to be reminded of that time in our history. And in that time of slavery, we suffered the brutality of the whip, separated from our families, longing for freedom. And in that Emancipation Proclamation and in that Juneteenth, now a federal holiday, somebody said that you were free. With freedom comes privilege and rights. It comes the honest ability to own property. I saw a brother out there and he said, can you just tell them that homeless people need rights? And I told him I would say it. It gives us a privilege of not being homeless, not being hungry, not being thirsty, not being without a job. That's what freedom is all about. And yet we come to this time in this moment when people are telling us to wait, continue to be homeless, be evicted, don't have the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, don't worry about voting. You can't have the 51st state in Washington, D.C. They don't need to vote. And I'm telling you that I am ready now, as I have been ready before. I don't know if you are ready, but I am. You see, I've got these shoes on, and I'm not going to stop anymore. I'm not going to wait anymore. I'm going to be able to say all things through Christ, but as well I'm going to say we are blessed with inalienable rights, and those rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For that reason, we are gathered here today. I thank you, Reverend Al Sharpton. I thank you, Martin Luther King III, and your family. I thank you all for laying the groundwork. Now it's time for us to run without ceasing. We cannot have poll taxes again. We cannot have brutality again. We cannot be counting the jelly beans in the jar again. But right now, we have the most suppressive voting laws in the entire history of America. We cannot be worse than 1965. Maybe you didn't walk across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, but you got to take these shoes and you got to begin to walk. In a couple of weeks, the United States Senate will return. It is my mission and commitment to show them the respect of their position, but I will not rest. I will not wait. My conscience, my courage, I will not. The question is your conscience and your courage. As I said on the floor of the House, is there courage in this place? Is there courage in the United States Senate? Is there courage in America? Is there now a time when we cannot rest, but we must go forward and determine that it is time now for the Voting Rights Act to be passed? It is time now for H.R. 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparations. It is time. It is time for George Floyd. It is time for all that brings dignity to human beings. And so, my brothers and sisters, I am a student of the movement. I'm a card-carrying member. But you know what? The question is, are you just a member of the movement? Or are you prepared to drive that movement? Are you a card-carrying member of so many different groups? Are you proud to stand up and say, I'm a member of this, I'm a member of this, I'm a member of the First Baptist Church in America? But are you prepared to be a soul-driving fighter for justice? Are you prepared to engage in nonviolence, civil disobedience? Are you prepared to get arrested? Are you prepared to stand up for justice? I got arrested because I believe that voting rights is determining what we are all about. Yes, I'm a legislator. But the question is, do I legislate with courage or do I step backwards? I believe that if you are out here, 2 or 3 are gathered, remember what I said, we can do all things through Christ who empowers us. And no weapons formed against you shall prosper. So what I'm saying to you now is Congresswoman Jackson Lee from Texas that has the worst voting rights, voting laws that deprives those Texans of voting in the nation. Texas is the worst state to vote in the entire nation. And so I'm empowered in the spirit of Barbara Jordan and Mickey Leland, who held this seat before me. I'm empowered by their spirit. And I hope that I am driving forward all of you to be able to say that in this book that John Lewis provided in his last days, he offered messages of conscience. Do you do something because it is consciously right? He offered messages of justice. Do you not step back when justice is being trampled on? He offered messages of dealing with courage. Is there courage here? Is there courage out there? Something is happening in America, something that we are got to overcome, something in healthcare, something in COVID-19, something in Delta, something in justice. We must take our shoes and carry on. We must take our shoes and carry on. I don't know about you, but I am going to carry on. Courageous, conscious, never giving up. Carry on. John Lewis, we love you.